guys, I just wanted to hop on again and actually show you today's advent, which is yarn I haven't seen before either because this is a new yarn order. So I spontaneously applied for the boucle hoodie testnet application for Anne-Catherine Stoll from Anne-Catherine Knits, and I was chosen for the test knit, and she originally knitted her sample in Curly by Cardiff Cashmere, and this is really expensive yarn, and I don't have that high budget at this time because Christmas is around the corner and I don't have that much money to spend on yarn. So I asked her if Drops Boucle would be an alternative, and she said yes, but she want me to maybe use a double-stranded because Drops Boucle is quite thin. So I ordered a quantity that has enough yarn so I can double strand the whole thing. So I'm actually just gonna open it. Oh, it looks so stunning. So this is Drops Alpaca Boucle and Drops Alpaca Boucle, since I chose the same yarn but in two different colors. So this is my color combination. As you've may seen in this picture, the sleeves are a different color than the rest of the body, so I decided I would love the color combo she has in her sample. So this is going to be my main color. This is Drops Boucle in the color 0100. This is called Nature on the website I ordered it, and I have 12 skeins in total. To double strand them, it would give me like 6 skeins. So this is actually 80% alpaca, 15% wool, and 5% polyamide, 50 grams, 140 meters. And I think I'm gonna swatch with only one strand, and if this gives me a good gauge and a good fabric I like, I may be going to a single strand, but since Anne-Catherine recommended to me to use a double-stranded, I'm going to make a swatch in double-stranded as well and see what the fabric is going to look like. And this is the second color for the sleeves. I have 4 skeins in total, so double-stranded it would be 2. And this is in the colorway 0602, and on the website I ordered it, I think it was called brown or chocolate brown or toffee brown. I think it was just called brown, but I'm just gonna enter it here on the screen so you can check it out. And this is really soft. It has like this thread of yarn. Okay, a thread of yarn, and then it has this boucle type of fiber thingies, and I actually love the color, and I can't wait to have my own boucle hoodie. She also recommended a bit of fingering yarn to make some tassels, but I'm just gonna knit the whole thing and then see if I would like tassels or not, or like a cord for the hood to be tied. I don't know if I like that, but I'm just gonna knit it up. And since it's quite a big gauge and quite big needles, I think it's something like 15 stitches or 16 stitches on 10 centimeters with 6mm needles. And I know she's quite a tight knitter, so I would need to go down like a needle size or even 2 to match her gauge. I know because I've knitted some of her patterns before. And yeah, so I'm definitely gonna swatch with 1 strand and with 2 strands, and then just compare the fabrics that the swatches gave me, and then just decide what I like more. But since it should be a cozy hoodie, I think a double-stranded would be the best option, I would think. But yeah, This is the color combo. I really like the color combo. So yeah, I can't wait to have my own cozy hoodie. It sounds really exciting. So yeah, this is today's advent. I don't think if I'm gonna come on again, but actually I can show you what I have done already on my sample knit. I'm not gonna show it in depth, but I'm gonna pick up my whip and just show it like quickly and then tell you what I've completed in the time I've knitted so far. So I'm gonna be right back and then we can talk again. So this is my whip so far. So as I said last time, I completed the 2 sleeves. It's going to be a long sleeved 2x2 rib, really tight fitting. And I'm actually playing Yarn Chicken right now. I need to join a new skein. But I've said today's morning that I'm using the time to knit when my son plays in his playroom. And I actually got 1 repeat done. So I finished the 6th decreasing repeat. And my daily goal is to complete 5. So I have 10 repeats completed in total. And I have to do 4 more additional to achieve my daily goal. And if I get more done than my daily goal for today, that would be amazing, because that means I can finish the sample quicker as expected and it can get to her quicker than we talked about. So this would be amazing. But I actually, so I got this done in 2 days. So this is where I joined the new skein, and I did this much from where I joined the new skein until here in 2.5 days. I don't know if that's quick or not, but like, I don't want to be like super proud of myself, but I call myself a quite fast knitter. Sometimes I knit English style when I want my gauge to be a bit tighter, or I'm using the 9-inch circulars. For example, for these sleeves, I knitted English style because I can't knit continental on 9-inch circulars. After 2 or 3 minutes of knitting, my hands start to hurt and cramp so much that I need to stop knitting. And when I knit English style on 9-inch circulars, I can knit for hours and hours and hours, and my hands don't hurt. Just my pinky hurts a bit for tensioning my yarn, but that's nothing that bothers me. So yeah, English style knitting for 9-inch circulars or for socks. I usually or often knit my socks in English style as well, because I prefer 9-inch circulars on my sock needles, because magic loop gives me weird bumps and weird loose stitches on the sides where I change the cables, so I don't prefer magic loop. And for the rest of my projects like this, big circumference, big needles, I knit continental, and usually my continental knitting speed is quite fast. I know that it's not a requirement to be a fast knitter. English knitters, for example, the Callie, lovely Callie from Knit with Callie, or Handmade with Kay, her twin sister, Kahila, they are English knitters, and they knit quite fast. I mean, they can finish a sweater in a week, which is totally insane. But I knit pretty fast in continental as well, and I can speed through a project really good with continental knitting. So usually when I really just prioritize one project, I can finish a sweater in a week as well, even with my daily life as a mom with 2 little kids. So that's why I call myself like a fast knitter. But please just don't compare yourself. If you're knitting slowly and enjoying every stitch, and you like English knitting and just throwing and just keeping everything calm, and that's fine. I'm not judging anyone. I know some knitters that knit a little slower and take their time, but for me it's just knitting and getting it done. So I'm really excited to see how fast I can get done through this project, because I have some test knits waiting and they want to be knitted as well. And the yarn is looking at me every day and saying, I want to be knitted. So we have to be on track and we have to stick to our schedule. And yes, that's basically what I wanted to say. So if I don't talk to you again later in this day to update on my progress, I just wanted to say big ol' thanks for all the support so far. I noticed that some of the knit podcasters I mentioned in my previous vlogmas have answered, and we're really happy that I mentioned them and gave them a little shout out. So that makes me, of course, happy. And yeah, big ol' thanks for all the support so far, for all the likes, comments, and sharing of my vlogmas, and even watching. Thank you for watching. Like, if you're not subscribed and just randomly watched any of my vlogmas episodes, I'm so thankful, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you subscribed after watching my vlogmas and you want to stay on this cozy unraveling community, then thank you so much for this as well. And yeah, if we don't speak to each other again, then I'm wishing you a wonderful day, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this, and I latest see you in the next vlogmas episode tomorrow. And if we see each other later, then see you later. Bye. Hi guys, it's me again. And I actually have another update on my sample knit. So I've read the pattern wrong. I don't know how this happened, but I actually have only 3 decrease repeats left to do, and I almost completed 2 of them. So I only have 1.5 repeats left, which means I get the decrease section done by the end of today, and hopefully the rest of the body length. And I also messaged the designer I'm sample knitting this for, because I fear my yarn could not be enough to finish the whole sample. So we actually talked a bit and we found the issue. So my gauge is a little off because I almost hit gauge with 2.5 millimeter needles, and the designer said I can keep the 2.5 millimeter needles. And while I was knitting more and more on the sample, my gauge loosened up because I knew what I was doing and I was not that, tight anymore. So yeah, my gauge is a little off, which results in more yardage, we believe. And now I'm getting more yarn sent to my home so I can finish the sample. So actually what my plan is now is finishing all the yarn I have left, which means knitting as much as I can until I run out of yarn. And then I'm going to start my test knit for the Mia cardigan by Kokomo Knitwear, and then continue the sample once I have gotten the rest of the yarn for the sample knit. And yes, I think that's going to be my plan. And yes, vlogmas from the weekend is uploaded, and let's see how this one goes. And yes, I'm just going to continue knitting. I think my son is getting sick, so we're just gonna stay home and he can watch some TV or play or sleep or whatever he wants to do. And yes, and I'm going to knit as much as I can. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna speak today again. So see you in the next vlogmas, and fingers crossed I get this done as quickly as I can, because I want to finally knit on the Mia cardigan, test knit, and just binge knit through it and see how fast I can be. So yeah, bye!